background in Scratch using our code. So, what we are going to do today, I'm going to take a sprite. I am taking the sprite called Pico. Okay, he will be in space and then he will go to desert on the earth. Shall we try that? So, what I'm going to do first I'm going to put the background. So, I go here, I click on space. So, it will show me only the space backgrounds that I need. So I click on this nebula. I'm taking nebula as a background. You can take your wish, whichever background you need. The second type of background I'm going to take is a desert. So I scroll down and here I find a desert. Okay, now I'm going to take one sprite. This I do not want. So how do I delete that? There is a cross here. If you can see, we can click on it and it deletes. Now I go here. I want to take a sprite called Pico. So I can type here Pico and I take this one. It's up to you. Whichever sprite you want to take, that's your wish, right? So I keep my sprite here. Now let's do the coding. So here, first, let's take the hatch block. You know what's a hatch block? When we go to events, you see this when green flag clicked? This is known as a hatch block because it is in the shape of a hat. So all these blocks are known as hat block. Now, when green flag clicked, what do I want to happen? I want that the background should change to nebula. So where do I find that background? Here, I go here, click on this and I take this. So when I click here, I say I want the background as nebula, right? Now after this, the background becomes nebula and I want Pico to be speaking something. I want him to say, hello, I am in space. So I go here, I put this here and here I change the text. I say, hi, I am in space. This is my wordings. You can change the wordings according to what you want. Okay. Now, after this, when the background changes and the he's speaking, let me make this as 1 second. Okay. Now I'm going to make Pico move, walk. So we go to the motion blocks. In motion, I have this move, right? So move, I want him to move, say 20 steps. And I want him to change his costume. Now, what is the meaning of costume? When we have any sprite, we go to this tab on top, and here I can see the costumes that the sprite has. Each sprite will have different types of costumes. Now, in my code, I want it to be having different costumes. So I go to looks, and there is a code block called as next costume. I put it here. Now, these two steps, I want the sprite to repeat so many times. So, how do I do that? Go to control. There you find this repeat block. Put it here. And inside the repeat block, these two blocks will be there. I want this to be repeated, say, for example, 20 times. Okay. So, I put 20 and I want it to move 20 steps and put the next costume for 20 times. This is going to be repeated 20 times. Now, let me run it and you see how it goes. So when we click on this, the nebula comes and it walks very fast, you see? So I want to make it little slower. To do that, I have to put a control mechanism here. What do? I go to control and there is this wait block. I drag and drop it here. This one. Okay. And I make it 0.5 seconds. Now when I do it, it's going to be moving a little slower. You see? So this is how it's going to work. Now I want to do like when it touches the edge of the screen, the background should change. So I'm going to put in my next background now. So how do I find out whether it is touching the screen or not? I go here to this control blocks, and here I have a block called if. So I pull it here after this, and I go to sensing, and in that there I find this which says if touching, and I click on this, it says edge, right? So if touching edge, what it should do? It has to change the background to the other one. Where do I find it? It is there in looks. So I put it here, and here I find the next background, desert, right? Now in desert, it will be there. So let me just run it for you. So I'm in space and it keeps on walking till it goes to the edge. And when it is going to touch the edge, what will happen? The background will change to the desert. You see? Yeah. So now we've accomplished this. Now, what I want you to do something more in this. Now, I want this Pico to turn around, look in the other direction, and start walking in the left side. So, how are we going to do it? Now, there is an option here which says point in direction. Where do we find that? Go to motion block. Do you see where it is point in direction? We are going to put it here. Okay. Now point in direction means I click here and I can move it like this so that it looks in the other direction. Now, but still it's not all right. So I have to come here, here, and here also I'm going to change it and click on this one, left, right. So it is going to become like this. Okay. So this you need to change. After it points in the other direction, I want it to speak out something. So let's say it's going to say, now I am in a desert. Now I am in a desert. Okay. And I want it to be spoken for 1 second. So let's see what it does. Here in the beginning also, I want it to look in the other direction. So I go here and I put this point in direction. And here it's supposed to point in the right side. So I'll keep this like this only. So let's see what it does in the beginning. So it should be here. Ha. Now when it touches the edge, it's going to change. Let's do it once more and check out. It's touching the edge. Let's see. Yeah, now it is in the desert and it is looking this side also. Now I want to move. It should be moving. So I put all these commands again. I want it to be repeated certain number of times. Say repeat 20 times. And what I want to be repeated, I want it to move again, change its costume. Okay. And it should wait also because we want to have a control over it. We don't want it to be very, very fast. Right. So wait 0.5 seconds, move, say 20 steps, and that's it. Now let's see what happens, how the thing works. So I'm going to click on the green flag. Let's make it full screen. And I click on the green flag. So it starts like this, moves, goes to the end of the space, that is the edge of the screen. It's going to touch the screen and the background changes. Now it starts walking in the other direction. Yeah. So this is what I want you to practice now, changing the background of the scratch code, right? So do this, and next lesson we'll learn something more. All the best, dear children.